Force absorption is the process of decreasing the force of an impact between two objects and is evident throughout the landings of various skills and dismounts in gymnastics. Our body absorbs force by transferring the force to our muscles, where contractions in the opposite direction absorb the force. The primary importance of absorbing force is to reduce the risk of stress and impact-related musculoskeletal injuries in gymnastics. An eccentric contraction of the quadriceps and soleus muscle groups effectively disperse the force of impact, following an airborne aerobic skill from a height such as the high bar, balance beam, and vaulting table. Therefore, by creating sufficient knee, hip, and ankle flexion, whilst producing an eccentric contraction of the major muscle groups against the downward force, produces adequate force absorption, allowing athletes to stick the landing. This particular contraction absorbs the force by creating an equal and opposite force which cancels out the applied force. Therefore, the greater the change in knee flexion upon impact, the greater the time value, and as a result, a decrease in the force applied to the joint. In the videos that follow, the change in angle of the knees upon landing is representative of the increase in time over which the force is applied to the joint. During video 1, knee flexion is minimal. Therefore, the time over which the force is absorbed is small. This leads to high force on the joint, making it difficult to stick the landing. The advantages of force absorption can be displayed in video 2, where the athlete displays sufficient knee flexion on landing and therefore increases the time value for maximum force absorption. This in turn decreases the force applied and allows her to stick the landing. Video 3 exhibits a gymnast not applying the correct force absorption, resulting in a serious injury of both knees. The minimal flexion of the knees is evident in the initial contact between the floor and her feet, where a straight angle is visible. In contrast, correct flexion of the knees displays an acute angle of the legs, resulting in sufficient absorption of force. Overall, the greater the change in knee flexion upon impact, the greater the time value, decreasing the force applied to the joint and therefore providing stability and success within gymnastics.